if I had never joined this corps, I don't think I would have ever touched greatness in music until I was like probably 30, 35, something like that, like winning a playing job. And this has allowed me to touch greatness in a way that most people my age won't until they're much older, and it's gotten me excited about performing and about making music in a way that lots of other people don't get that opportunity until later in life, in my opinion.
Every year I've thought about whether or not I should come back because of money, whatever reason, and Age Out Night was last night, where we stand in front of people and just get congratulated for being age outs. That in itself was actually sort of a reward for me to be out there, just knowing that I went through 4 years of this activity and in this corps specifically, and was sort of congratulated for my time here. And I feel proud to know that I put in the time to be a member of this corps for 4 years and like have tried to serve as best I can. So
I love being here because I don't have to think about anything. Somebody wakes me up.
Time to get up.
Somebody cooks my meals for me and picks what I'm gonna eat, and there's somebody telling me where to be at all times, and I think that's awesome. A lot of people probably don't like that, but compared to everyday life at college, it's a nice break.
Oh, it's amazing. When I was a new guy, like I see Ryan Ling walking around, or I see Brandon, it was like, they are God. It ends up turning. You take your time in here, and then you end up being that person. So it's a big change. Like me, I came back every year because I wanted to be better at this, and every summer I had to work harder just to improve something. So.
Like the better you get at what you're doing here, the harder it is to get better.
Yeah, it's impossible almost to really squeeze that one last % out of everything we do around here, and that's really what you're working for since basically May 20th, is trying to get that last little bit. What is it going to take for Aaron and I to line up the show perfectly from beginning note to last note? That's my last 1%.
Yeah, by the way, we're so much better right now. In just a matter of like 6 hours of rehearsal, it only took 6.
This 4 years has been a very demanding outlet. I mean, for me, it's come out here every summer and just release, because I get to play music with my friends that I've developed over these 4 years. So I've had a blast.
when you're new, there's so much that you need to improve on every day, because this is such a new experience for a lot of people, even if you've marched in another corps.
When we ran the first movement for the first time, I thought I was gonna die. I was like, there's no way that there's more of the show left. I don't know about anybody else, but I did not think I was gonna make any. I was like, man, we might as well just end the show there, because I'm not gonna do anymore. But now, I make it through runs all the time. It's no big deal. I'm so much more conditioned to get through it.
But when you come back for your second, and then more so your third, fourth, and fifth year, you're already at a higher level when you come in here. So I think for a lot of us, it's trying to see how far we can push ourselves every day.
Zach and I were talking in pre-tour, and he was saying how the horn line didn't sound so good. He's like, is this like the Cavalier horn line? This sounds like crap. And he's like, well, maybe it's just because it's the beginning of the season. I always hear at the end. And maybe a few weeks later, he was like, wow, we sounded amazing. And it was just interesting to see that his perspective changed. And then the same for the color guard. And now, we're all pushing each other, and it's weird to think that if we kept on going, how much better we could still be. It's only ending because DCI is coming in, or go to school and stuff.
Being in this organization, it's not about being the Cavalier, it's about being a Cavalier. And I think that's something people forget every once in a while, but if you look at a lot of the strong people in this organization, they are a Cavalier, they're not the Cavalier. They don't attempt to be more. They're not always trying to get that one spot, they're not trying to get the solo, they're not trying to stick out further than everybody else. They're trying to push the level a little bit further so everybody can follow them. You're a Cavalier, you're trying to blend with us too.
I think it's the vets that really drive this organization, the veterans that come in here, that really set the standard for what what our like level needs to be at, and everyone else needs to meet that level, and we push a little higher, and that just happens every day on a continual basis. So
Yeah, like I would take a core full of new guys and maybe a dozen amazing veteran members over like a majority of hot-headed veteran members any day.
The staff here, it seems like their primary responsibility is just to teach us, and I think that's great. I mean, that's how it should be. They are here to instruct, and a lot of them are band directors, a lot of them have degrees in education, and they are here mainly for educational value. So who is it that's going to take the Corps through the hard times? Who's going to take the Corps through Texas? Who's going to take it through late July? You know, it's the veteran members that have been through late July 3 times, or been through Texas 4 times, and been at the rehearsal day in Louisiana where like the sweat's in your eyes and you can't see anything, but they've been through it. And it's the veteran members that are going to push the rest of the members through that. I think that's really unique about this Corps.
All right, so this is what we call the psych out.
Psych out.
Basically what it is like we give each other the look. We make eye contact with this other person. We have a cup of water, right? And we act like we're gonna throw it on this person, and they like freak out.
You know. See, the side camera moment. That's not funny.
The way that we strive to achieve the ultimate in everything, it's like we want to do the hardest thing and we want to do it perfectly. And here we're doing it in music and marching, but I think that for me that carries over into my studies and just everyday life. Like, I feel like when I go back to school, I'm the most efficient person there is in everyday life. Like, I'm the most efficient everyday liver that there is, because I mean, we have an hour to do whatever here, and you would be surprised how much stuff you can get done in an hour. And I feel like when I go back to school, I'm just kicking it.
When you live on your own, pretty much, I mean, you just become so much more mature of a person than you are relying on somebody else. I mean, you rely on yourself.
I think it's interesting taking the lessons you learned during the summer of dedication and attention to detail of maybe one set or one drill move or one lick, and directly applying that to some things I do at school, like a campaign for marketing or whatever. I know that it can get done with dedication, and it's the challenge of doing that outside of this crazy activity, because nobody's as dedicated as they're ever going to be here.
Because we're always trying to achieve the ultimate in everything. I think that gives me a feeling that I can do anything, and whether it's music or whatever, I know that I have it in me to achieve whatever I want.
Ultimate suitcase bag.
Yeah, right.
Ultimate peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
It's like the rest of the world really gets the volume turned down. It's like everything moves in slow motion, and I know when I go back to school, there's going to be a final that I should have studied more for, and it's not going to matter because I'll stay up all night and study for it, because it's just like that is not as much pressure as what I'm about to deal with in about 3 hours. That's nothing compared to the kind of pressure I'm about to deal with. And if I can work under that kind of pressure where I've spent over hundreds of hours on 11.5 minute piece of music, and I get to play it one more time, you know, every note I play from here on out is the very last time I'm going to play that note. And I realize that, and I can still deal with that pressure.